They claim benzoyl peroxide is the ultimate gold standard because it kills acne bacteria and therefore gets to the root cause of your breakouts. Today, I'm showing you why those skincare experts are completely wrong and why if you follow their advice, you're going to be trapped in a constant treating healing cycle where your acne keeps coming back. Because today, I'm going to show you the shocking science that proves acne bacteria are not always bad for your skin, how benzoyl peroxide can damage the exact environment healthy, clear skin needs, and why salicylic acid may actually work better long term for keeping skin calm, clear, and balanced. And the third reason is honestly wild, because it explains why so many women get trapped in a constant treating healing cycle where their skin gets better then worse again every single time. You don't want to miss this. Hi there, my name is Cheryl Woodman. I'm a scientist, acne expert, and award-winning skincare formulator, here to help you get back to your clear, calm, confident skin. Back when I struggled with acne, I thought I was willing to try anything to get clear. That was until a pharmacist handed me a bottle of benzoyl peroxide and said, "But be careful, it can bleach your skin." Of course, my brain went wild with thoughts of ending up like a patchy version of Casper the Ghost. So I hid that bottle in the back of my bathroom cabinet and ignored its existence for years. But YouTubers and experts online love benzoyl peroxide because it kills bacteria fast. They think no bacteria means no acne, which means root cause solved. But that's fundamentally flawed biology. Here's why. Acne bacteria can actually help your skin be healthy. It's true. That's what this science paper proves. And before I talk you through this science, don't worry if until now you believed acne bacteria were bad. When I was struggling with acne, I used to believe it too. So know that you're among friends here. Okay, so us scientists, well, we call acne bacteria C. acnes. But a few years ago, they actually used to be called P. acnes. So if you see either of these two names in science papers, it's acne bacteria we're talking about. And this study, just like so many others, tells us that acne bacteria are a normal, healthy part of skin. This study in particular tells us that acne bacteria help keep your skin at its ideal pH level, that's slightly acidic, and that acne bacteria can also help stop other potentially dangerous bacteria from overgrowing. Isn't that kind of funny? Acne bacteria having a natural antibacterial effect. If you've never heard this before, please will you give this video a like. It really helps more women like you get the acne support they desperately need. Thank you. And my dear friend, it doesn't stop there. Acne bacteria could also help stop your skin from aging. How crazy is that? Just like this science study shows, where it tells us that one of the proteins acne bacteria make actually has antioxidant benefits. I bet this isn't what you've been told before today. See, here's the deal. Acne bacteria are actually a really good thing for your skin. It's only when they start dominating your skin's microbiome that things go wrong and you see breakouts. Imagine only having men live on Earth, or women, dogs and cats and sloths. That was my favourite animal when I was little. Well, they get wiped out. And then imagine how wrong things would go from here, because without women, there are no babies, and without babies, there are no more humans, and without more humans, we cease to exist. I wouldn't be here with you right now. Things got really dark really quickly. But that's what can happen to your skin too when your bacteria balance gets whacked by something like benzoyl peroxide. To fix the real root cause, you need to fix the environment of your skin, because that's what causes the acne bacteria to start dominating. Your skin suddenly becomes like their party town, and it's as if the good bacteria on your skin, well, they're like granddads and grandmas, and they like an early night, not party music till 2 in the morning. so they move out. We don't want that to happen. Instead, we want your skin to be the perfect place for the good bacteria. And that's what I show you how to do inside my Acne Warrior program. Our aim is never to exterminate the bacteria on your skin. Instead, it's to make your skin like a comfy couch for the good bacteria. That's what gets your skin clear and keeps it clear for a lifetime. I'll leave the details in the description. So there are 3 ways salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide differ, and that is in their effect on your skin's natural acidity. This is a big one because acne bacteria love it when your skin's less acidic. They also differ in the effect on your skin barrier. One can destroy, whereas the other can actually heal. And the third big important difference is in their impact on your sebum levels, because one of these active ingredients actually increases the amount of oil your face is making by up to 25%. That's wild, right? And I'll reveal whether it's salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide that does this soon. Here is the first mind-blowing science fact. Both salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide exfoliate your skin to unclog pores. That's super helpful and prevents breakouts, but they do it in very different ways when it comes to your skin's pH levels. See, most women who are fighting acne have never heard your skin is naturally acidic. We're not talking lemon sting levels, but it is naturally acidic. And this helps stop acne bacteria from overgrowing. But when your skin's acidity becomes closer and closer to alkaline, that's when acne bacteria thrive. See this. This science review snippet from a paper called pH and Acne. It shares how the top layers of skin, which is all that phrase stratum corneum means, how your top layers are naturally acidic and how this helps stop the overgrowth of some bacteria. It also tells us that when this goes wrong and your skin's pH levels increase, well, that's when your skin barrier gets really messed up and your skin's bacteria levels get distressed. Essentially, your skin loves when it's acidic, and that's when it's its healthiest acne-free self. So what do salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide do to your skin's pH levels? Because this is important, right? Your skin is going to get clearer when your skin's pH levels are healthy. Well, I wonder, have you used benzoyl peroxide before? If you have, or if you know someone who has, you might have heard them tell you how their skin is so dry and irritated. You might have seen horror stories online about just how red and sensitive skin got when they were using benzoyl peroxide. It's a common side effect. Look, I'll level with you. Benzoyl peroxide is an oxidant, and oxidants cause damage to things. That's how benzoyl peroxide kills bacteria, but also how it stresses the heck out of your skin barrier too. Symptoms you see are dryness, irritation, and chronic dehydration. And in science, we know that when we disrupt the skin barrier, your skin's pH levels usually increase. So when you're seeing dryness from benzoyl peroxide, you're also literally seeing a higher skin pH too. It means that yes, benzoyl peroxide will kill off acne bacteria, but at the same time, it can also increase the pH level of your skin, and that means acne bacteria grow back quicker than the good bacteria. It can trap you in a devastating cycle of treating and healing. I know, after hearing facts like these, your instinct might be to ditch the benzoyl peroxide straight away, but you're going to be shocked by this. In my Acne Warrior program, I never recommend you go cold turkey, and this is why. Because your skin will grow the acne bacteria back fastest. That means major rebound breakouts. Instead, I show you how to wind down benzoyl peroxide in a supportive way so that you don't have to go through the pain of flare-ups. The link is in the description. But what does salicylic acid do? Is it any different? Salicylic acid treatments like the Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid are a clear winner for me here. So see this, salicylic acid products naturally have an acidic pH level, meaning they help re-acidify your skin. The one from Paula's Choice has a pH level between 3.2 and 3.8. That's truly going to help the good bacteria grow back and the acne bacteria get back in check. So one big tick for long-term acne healing goes to salicylic acid. Let's take on round 2, shall we? The skin barrier impact. Both benzoyl peroxide and salicylic acid work by exfoliating your skin to unclog pores and by having an antibacterial effect. They have the same skills but in very different ways. Kind of like how Taylor Swift and Kim Kardashian are both really famous, but they have very different skills that got them there. And we know that certain formulas of salicylic acid can be just as effective as benzoyl peroxide. And I'm going to prove it to you right now, because if you've ever doubted this fact, that's exactly what this clinical trial showed. It tested a salicylic acid treatment versus a 5% benzoyl peroxide treatment, which is amazing, right? This is exactly what we want to know. So which performs best? This graph shows how many breakouts each participant had after 28 and 56 days. The blue line is the salicylic acid product and the green line is the benzoyl product. What do you see? Both work, right? In fact, the salicylic acid is actually a little better than the benzoyl peroxide, but this isn't statistically significant. Before we move on, if you've had that sneaky thought, like I would, thinking, but what if I combine benzoyl peroxide and salicylic acid together? Will I get better results and even faster? Heck no, because you should never use salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide together. If you want to check benzoyl peroxide compatibility, be sure to grab your free copy of my benzoyl peroxide compatibility matrix. I'll leave the link in the description. So the question now becomes, do salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide support your skin barrier so you stay clear for good? Because you and I know that your skin barrier is super important, right? We've talked about that in this benzoyl peroxide user guide series before, so find the link to video 1 in the description. And we know the skin barrier effect is proven because of facts like this, which tell us when your skin barrier gets upset, acne gets way worse. Isn't it funny how these crazy fancy words like epidermal barrier dysfunction contributes to acne exasperation just simply mean a poor skin barrier makes acne worse? Well, here's what a well-formulated salicylic acid treatment does. Just like the one in that clinical trial, it actually strengthens the skin barrier. That means it helps your skin resist acne long term. It's not just exfoliating to stop acne, it's giving your skin back its natural anti-acne powers. This is what it's all about. But what does benzoyl peroxide do? Well, it can do the opposite. It can damage the skin barrier. That's why it leads to dryness and irritation, and why for some women, benzoyl peroxide can actually give them the worst acne flares of their life. So salicylic acid wins a game. And that third reason I mentioned at the very start, the wild one, the one that explains why you're stuck in that treating healing cycle, we're nearly there. Stay with me. Because this last one is shocking. It's the sebum showdown, because one of these two actually makes your skin even more oily long term, and it's not the one you think. The ingredients that's famous for drying skin out, turns out it's quietly making your skin produce more oil behind the scenes. I genuinely laughed out loud when I first read this study. See, most people think benzoyl peroxide dries out their skin. And it makes perfect sense because it feels that way, right? It's the most common side effect. Benzoyl peroxide makes skin dry and irritated a lot of the time. And this is going to sound strange to you. Your skin feeling dry doesn't mean your skin is making less sebum. Let me say that again. Your skin feeling dry doesn't mean your skin is making less oil. It only feels like your skin is making less oil because benzoyl peroxide is so hard on your skin barrier. And when your skin barrier is poorly, your skin will always feel dry. Because this is the shocking fact almost no one talks about. Science shows People who use benzoyl peroxide often show increased sebum levels, and that increase can be up to 25% depending on the area of your skin. The T-zone and the forehead show a 10% roughly increase, and the cheeks a 25% increase. And there it is. That's the treating healing cycle I promised you at the start, right there in that number. Benzoyl peroxide kills bacteria, but quietly turns your skin into the perfect breeding ground for them to come straight back. That's massive, right? If no one's told you this before, will you please hit subscribe? Thank you. It really helps me get these important acne facts to more women in need. Okay, now you've done that, the question is, what does salicylic acid do? Is it any better? The surprising fact is, salicylic acid is much better. In fact, it's almost as much better as benzoyl peroxide is bad. Studies show us this is why so many women hit a plateau with benzoyl peroxide. It loves bombs you for a few weeks or a few months by killing bacteria. But then its effect on your skin pH, barrier damage, and the 25% oil spike catch up to you. The moment you try to stop, you get severe rebound symptoms. Whereas salicylic acid used correctly supports your skin barrier naturally while you work on the really important internal work that will clear your acne for good. That's what I show you how to do in my Acne Warrior program. Now, if you're using benzoyl peroxide, you now know you shouldn't ever go cold turkey. So if you're still using it, here's the scary part. Most women using benzoyl peroxide are accidentally pairing it with the wrong retinoid. And depending on which one you use, you could either destroy your skin barrier, trigger even worse irritation, or completely cancel out the retinoid altogether. But there's one retinoid that actually works safely with benzoyl peroxide. And in this next video, I'll show you exactly which one it is. I'll see you there. If you don't see the video here, it's because I've not yet released it, in which case hit this subscribe button and I'll see you in a week.